Trenuj w sprzęcie dla najlepszych. Wejdź na groundgame.com.
We now welcome former UFC welterweight champion and current number 7 ranked contender Tyron Woodley. Tyron, thank you for the time today, sir.
No worries. How you guys doing?
Good, thank you. We will take the first set of questions from Luis Green with MMA Crazy.
Tyron, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. So you're taking on Vicente Luque, who's currently ranked number 10 in the division. He's very different to your last 3 opponents that you faced. What did you think when they initially put forward his name to you?
What I thought initially is that this is a fight that he can bring out a lot of the old Tyron, and I welcome that challenge, and I welcome him as an opponent.
And what do you think he brings to the table in terms of the style matchup here?
Just pace, good IQ, good striking, good exchanges, resilience, conditioning, and he's just always in it to the end of the fight.
Yeah, and of course the last 3 didn't go your way. What have your takeaways been from those 3 fights?
Just reshift my focus and put myself in a position where I can go out there and perform to the level that I'm capable and that you guys used to see me perform at.
And what's the mindset going into this one? Do you feel like your back is up against the wall? Do you feel any pressure to get back into the win column?
I think I've always felt like my back was against the wall. Even when I was a champion, I felt like my back was against the wall. And for me, I think it was more important for me to just focus on performance, and I focus on everything I worked on and actually doing it for a damn change in the octagon. So that's more the focus and the mindset, and just being willing to be violent from top position, getting up from bottom, striking, exchanges, open, pressing forward, all those different things. That's kind of where my mindset is at, and that's the takeaway I can take away from the last fights that didn't happen.
Yeah, and is the goal still for you to get back to the title?
The goal for me is to get back to the top and to perform, and I think with great performances is always going to put me in position to be right there. Won 5 world title fights, so you can never dismiss me.
Yeah, and obviously not to look past Vicente at all, but with Usman and Masvidal 2 coming up, how do you see that fight going down?
That fight going down, I don't know. I'm gonna root for Masvidal just because he's my homie. But it's a good fight, and we all know what Usman's capable of doing. He beat him once, and though Masvidal didn't have 6 or 7 days notice to go and fight him, he's always training, and I think Usman also had to prepare for a very, very different opponent as well. So they both gonna have more time to prepare for each other. I think it'll be a good fight, but if I have to pull for somebody, of course I'm gonna pull for Masvidal.
Okay, well, thanks so much for the time. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
We will take the next set of questions from Jim Barcelone with the Miami Herald.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm curious how training camp went for you. And I mean, those last 4 fights really have been really big fights for you, and it's nothing new to you. But did you prepare any differently for this one? How did training camp go? What was the process for this one?
Training camp for all my fights was great. I really pushed through the wire on all of them. And for some reason, the performances in my last 3 didn't showcase what I actually did and the preparation I put into the fight. This time, we incorporated a little bit more of the mindset and really talking through, what are you thinking right now? What were you thinking in these moments in the fight? And, what are you thinking walking out to the fight? Just really living with the moments, because sometimes we try to erase and we try not to act like those are real. Those are very, very real emotions, and they control how you fight and whether you go or whether you hold back. So I think just being realistic with my last couple of fights and really addressing them and facing them during the training camp allowed me to dig deeper.
Who did you bring with you? Who's going to be in your corner for this one?
Daryl Cobb, Eric Brown, Dean Thomas will be in the corner. But I got a lot of people praying for me that'll be there in spirit.
Yeah, you have a good camp, good training team. You've always had that. It's really good to see. What are your thoughts of just how everything is progressing for you and trying to get yourself back in the win column per se?
I got a lot of people that reached out to help. You know, Jake Shields reached out, wanted to help me out. Even Jake Ellenberger, you know, all these different people that I either could have fought in the past. Tony McKee did a great job, especially with the mental part, putting me in situations that, you know, were very uncomfortable and making me fight through it and really challenging me. My training partner, Daryl Cobb, was there with me their entire time. It really was a positive mindset on just ridding the distractions and focusing really on the task at hand and getting your rest and getting your sleep and not allowing outside things to come into your training and your space. And Dean is always solid. He's been consistent across the board. Did more boxing sparring this time than I've done in a long time. So Eric Brown really pushed me in that, sparring pro boxers and body types like Vicente and volume like Vicente. He's just really going out there and putting on a show. So for me, some of the same, a couple things new, but mainly the mental aspect is probably the newest addition.
It's interesting too, because mental is so much part of all combat sports. I'm curious for you, this big fight coming up, another big fight for you. How do you get hyped up for it? How do you get jacked up for it? Is it still feel as good as it did just getting ready for the fight and getting into the fight, and any butterflies?
Definitely is nerves, butterflies, nerves that I'm actually gonna go out there and do it. I'm actually gonna go perform. You know, I've been waiting on this performance for myself for a long time. And it's nervous to know that you mentally are there and physically are there and everybody's there with you and everything's lining up. It comes to free will. I got to go out there and I got to actually own the moment. And I got to just basically know that it's mine. And I'm nervous more about that than even the opponent.
Well, all the best. You're a great professional and appreciate the time.
Thank you, guys.
We will take the next set of questions from Colin Crandall with the MMA Power Hour.
Hey, Tyron, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Excellent. So thanks for your time, my friend. Really excited to see you in this fight. What do you think about a 3-round fight, man? It's been many years since you were scheduled for just 3 rounds.
You know, I didn't think about it because sometimes I'm just getting started in 3 rounds. So it just takes for me to really think about this as a sprint, less known as a 5-round. You don't have the 1 round to kind of fill it out, to pick your shots, to kind of see what the guy's gonna bring to the table. You kind of gotta come out the block sprint. And so I think a 5-round fight is a sprint too. It's closer to like a 400-meter, 800-meter sprint, but this is like a 200-meter sprint where, you know, getting out the gate is important and, you know, leaning on your technique and your ability to scramble and winning all the positions. Before you know it, it's going to get close to the end of the fight. And then you just bite down on your mouth guard and just let it fly and just forget how your body feels. So I remember these 3-round fights. I did really well in them. And, you know, I'm excited to get back out there.
Absolutely. So you have one common recent opponent in Wonder Boy. Did you look a little bit at Vicente's fight with Wonder Boy, and can you get anything from that?
Yeah, but it's different. You know, Wonder Boy fights so uniquely. It's hard for me to look at Wonder Boy because if I'm looking at an opponent, I'm probably going to look at somebody that's body styles kind of like mine and fight styles kind of similar to mine and how he did against them and what was his game plan. Wonder Boy is very difficult to come up with a game plan. You know, I know that very, very well for myself and spending, you know, 50 minutes in the octagon with him. So, but one thing I saw that he did get a little bit frustrated with the variety, but he never stopped pushing forward. He never stopped coming after him. So the biggest takeaway in that fight is that I think Wonder Boy just hit him with some stuff he wasn't ready for. He outscored him and he ran out of time to win that fight. But he never stopped trying.
Absolutely. It seems like only in this later part of your career are you fighting Brazilians. I looked and I think you had Andre Galvao in your first 20 fights, and now you're going to be on your 3rd Brazilian opponent in the last couple of years. What do you think about the guys from Brazil in general? Are there any similarities in their fighting style and passion and fighting spirit?
You mean besides the fact they started the UFC?
There you go. Absolutely. Very good point. I see early on in your career, you actually had some submissions. This is the first kind of more striker that you fought in a while. Any chance we'll see Tyron Woodley looking for some of those submissions?
He's a submitter as well. I don't know if you've seen some of his dart chokes and rear naked choke and guillotine chokes. He's very long, 75.5-inch reach. And guys go for takedowns. He's always looking to get around their neck in some form or fashion. So I think he's a mixed martial artist completely. He just chooses to do the striking because one is funner for you guys to watch. Gets more performance bonuses in the pushing position to fight bigger fights. So I do think he probably trains a lot of grappling as well.
Okay. Last question for me. Where does this fight rank in terms of importance in fights in your career?
It's the most important fight right now. You know what I mean? I can look back and I can, look at my glory days and I can look at bad moments as well. But right now, this is the one that's in front of me. And in the past, the Usman fight, the Gilbert fight, the Kobe fight wasn't the most important fight. And I think that's partly to do with the performance I had. But this fight is the biggest fight.
Absolutely. Well, good luck and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
We will take the last set of questions from Hunter Brownstein with MMA Weekly.
Hey, Tyron, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
First question I wanted to ask you was, how does it feel to get moved up into the co-main event spot of this pay-per-view?
I didn't even know that until yesterday. So same fight, same stakes at hand for me. So I wasn't really too focused on it.
You said recently that you're tired of watching yourself lose. What do you think is the most important adjustment you have to make to properly adjust your mentality against Vicente to make sure that doesn't happen?
Just exercising free will. I had the chance in each fight to win. I had the chance to throw punches. I had the chance to move forward. I had the chance to defend better. I had the chance to, be first. And I chose not to for whatever reason. So just unlocking those reasons why I think those are very personal to me and my camp. Of course, I want to share those with you guys, but I feel like I've unlocked those things.
Right. Do you feel like you have to take a certain sense of initiative with this fight?
I think I should do that with every fight. I think when I do best is when I'm first, when I take the fight to my opponent. So I think that's just something that has to be from now to the rest of my career.
What does an ideal 2021 look like for you?
Just going out there and performing like a motherfucker in every fight, nonstop, and just going out there and just doing what I can do and showing people what I'm capable of and reminding them of how dangerous I really am.
Appreciate the time, Tyron. Good luck on Saturday. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Tyron.